Hey, what's good, YouTube? What's going on? So, let me put myself like, I don't know. I don't know what the best position is. Whatever. We'll do it with this. But what's going on, YouTube? How are we doing? Basically, I'm going to be walking through what I do and kind of explaining, kind of like the business model and a few like points of the business model. So, yeah. We'll go and jump in from here. So, first thing is, what is high ticket sales? So, I personally do high ticket sales full time. Last month, I collected around 30 grand in high ticket sales commission, pure profit. Um, like by in commission, I mean 30K worth of commission. So that's all profit. I just can't talk. So yeah, basically, what is high ticket sales? Like, what do I even do? So basically, I hop on calls for agency owners, business owners, or people who have like companies, and I close high ticket deals for them, and I take a commission of whatever I generate for them. So to put this into example, a lot of the things I sell is mentorships. So I'll sell mentorships for creators, right? So I'll sell their program for them, right? And so I'll hop on these calls. I'll obviously close the deal for this mentorship, and I'm going to take 10% commission of whatever I generate for that creator. So let's say the program is 5,000, right? That means that if I close one person for 5,000, I could potentially make 500, or I would make 500. Sorry, not potentially. Like I meant potentially, like if I close them. So okay, so you close a deal, you take 10% commission of whatever you close. Depends on the offer, but yeah, it's typically 10%. So I would make 500 just from closing that one person. Now I just made 500 off a 1 30-minute call. So let's say I'm on calls for an hour and I took two 30-minute calls and I closed both for 5 grand, right? Now I have made a total of 1K profit on the day just from taking, those two calls and spending only an hour of time. So that is what high ticket sales is essentially. Super, super easy to start. Um, yeah, it's an amazing business model. It changed my life personally. So yeah. Okay. Oh my God, I forgot I'm right in the center. Okay. How to close high ticket deals. So okay, so there's a few things that come down to this. Honestly, I can't just tell you like some secret sauce to where you're going to close every deal. Obviously, it kind of does depend on the lead as well in some cases, but basically how I close high ticket deals, the structure that I have is I go over, their background and obviously like what they're currently doing. I see if, what we have to sell can even help them, or, if it's a business offer where I'm selling to a business, see if it can even help their business grow and actually get to like where they want to be. So typically I will ask them where they kind of want to be, and I figure out where they currently are now, so I can see how we can take them from where they currently are to where they want to be. So, you know, implementing that system and kind of seeing how the program will help them. Because like all the people you're hopping on calls with are already warm leads who want to buy, meaning, you already know they have money and they already want to buy. So all you're doing is kind of figure out their situation to see if like this product will actually help them. And if it will, you essentially close the deal and they buy. So, the first thing I kind of do is see where they currently are, right? See where, they want to be and see if we can obviously get them there. Then, I kind of go over their goals, what they actually want to achieve with their life, right? Where they want to be. And then I go over the program and see if, it'll help them, or go over the product and see if it will actually help them get to where they want to be. Okay, so this is why most closers stay broke and fail to scale. So a lot of closers, what they do is they land one offer that does okay. And instead of continuing to grind with the same intensity that they used to have, they sit and they stay content with that one offer, and they stop doing outreach. They stop trying to land offers. They stop applying for more offers. And this is where they fail and lose their momentum and stay stuck at 2K, 3K, 5K a month, because they're unable to land more offers that are genuinely going to benefit them, right? So a lot of closers, they don't put, how do I say this? They lose sight of the vision, right? Because the vision isn't land one good offer. The vision is always scale. So, unless you are fine with 5K a month, some people are, and that's why they don't scale. Sometimes it's just a choice, right? But, a lot of closers tend to fail because they simply don't do the things they know they have to do in order to scale, which is continuing to do outreach, continue to look for more offers. And even if the offer you're on is good, you should be looking for better offers, right? Let's say it's taking all your time and it's actually enough workload. You should be looking for a better offer that's going to make you more money, right? And this can be through posting content about what you do. This can be through outreach and DMing people on social media. This can be from landing offers, referrals. You can land offers a million different ways, right? The main thing is once you land that first good offer, that's where you get the experience to then be able to land even better offers, not just stay stuck. So yeah, that's why most closers stay broke and fail to scale. Okay, this is going to be what separates a 2K a month closer versus a 50K a month closer. Honestly, a lot, because those numbers are very different. But I would say the main thing is someone who is, one, not applying for more offers and getting on more offers, but two, someone who isn't confident, right? Because people can see that on a sales call, right? If I joined a sales call and I was unconfident and I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be, the mentorship is gonna be, they're not going to buy from me because one, I look nervous, I look jittery, but two, that also makes them uncomfortable because now they're like, is he nervous because he's gonna scam me? Is he nervous because he's never done this before and I'm his first person? Like, they're gonna overthink, and that's gonna lead to distrust, right? And lead to them not trusting you. And no one is going to buy from some random person they met on the internet and pay some random $5,000, $10,000 if there's no trust. And if they don't even know if they can trust you and they're actually going to get what they're paying for. And so the reason you need to have confidence on a sales call is one, it builds trust. Two, it builds you, right? Because if you have no confidence, you're cooked. So confidence is a huge part on top of how well you speak, how much value you provide. If you provide no value to them and you genuinely don't go over their current situation and you just go straight into, going into the program, they're not going to feel an emotional attachment to it. And people don't buy products, people buy emotions, right? People buy based off an emotion. It's for everything. It's for e-commerce. It's for, selling products as a whole, right? That's why, those e-commerce videos will have, those women crying in the beginning because it builds an emotion, even though that woman is crying about her dog passing 5 years ago and the product is a Jesus product. And so the reason for that is because people buy off emotion. They buy when they feel emotionally attached, right? They don't buy off, anything else but emotion. So when you make them feel emotionally attached to this journey of actually getting to where they want to be and getting to like that successful life they want, they're going to buy from you. But if you don't build that, connection, and you just go straight into, this is just a business model instead of this is, the business model that could potentially change their life, they're not really going to buy from you. And so that's what separates a 2K a month closer versus, like someone who's doing 50K a month easily. All right. So this is the power of saying no to objections. So this one is huge, right? So the power of saying no is simply from them saying an objection to you or saying an excuse to you and you say no, right? So I've done this all the time. This right here, saying no to objections, has allowed me to collect an extra 50 grand due to just, saying no, right? And by what I mean by this is, let's say, instead of them saying, oh, it's too expensive, and you saying, oh, okay, and just hopping off the call and not actually continuing to close them, that's what's wrong, right? Because they would have hopped off the call themselves if they didn't think it was valuable to them, right? So the reason they're still on call is because they still want to buy. You just need to sell them more so they can buy, right? And so the power of saying no to objections is literally like, let's say they're like, oh, it's too expensive. You'd be like, okay, to what? What is it too expensive compared to? What are you comparing it to? And they'll be like, oh, nothing. It's just, it's just a lot of money for me right now. And then this is where you're going to say, okay. And have you ever like invested into yourself before like this? And they'll say no. And then that's when you can say, okay. And do you feel like that may be part of the reason why you're stuck hitting, only 2K a month and you're not actually at the level you want to get at? And so once you say that and you implement that, they're going to understand that, wow, like, yeah. And this is simply changing their beliefs and reframing their beliefs, which is, going to get you so much more money because, it's their beliefs, right? They're closing themselves, right? You shouldn't be talking more than them. They should be talking more. And so by you saying no to their objections and continuing to ask them questions, continuing to help them, that's going to, allow you to, one, close more deals. Two, they're going to feel more comfortable and more trust towards you because you're not getting upset that they didn't say no. Instead, you're just working with them and asking them questions and kind of just moving on, right? So that way you can close that objection. Okay. This is how to sell the exit and close the deal. So when you are selling, you can sell the exit. And what I mean by this is you can sell them the option to not go through with this, right? And this is how, honestly, I close a lot more deals as well, is I sell people the exit, right? Because I'll tell people, they'll be like, no, I want to join. It's just, and then I'll be like, I mean, you don't have to tell me, bro. Like, you don't have to join. Like, what do you think is going to happen if you don't join? And so essentially, sorry, I got distracted there, but essentially, you sell them the exit by telling them they don't have to join and that it doesn't affect you at all, right? Because once they've realized that, it also builds a little bit more trust as well. Because one, they understand that it doesn't affect you; it only affects them if they join. So, like, one way I'll say this is I'll literally be like, I mean, you don't have to join. Like, do you actually want to change? Because they'll be like, no, I want to change. I want to change. I'll be like, I mean, you don't have to. You can stay at making 2K a month. That's perfectly fine. And then that's when they'll be like, no, 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 like I want to change. I want to change. And I'll be like, I mean, you don't have to tell me, bro. Like, if whether you change or not, it doesn't affect me, right? It only affects you. Whether you go through with this or not, it doesn't affect me. It only affects you, right? So that's when I'll ask them. I'll be like, and like, so do you actually want to make this change today? And they'll be like, I mean, yes, I do. And I'll be like, because you don't have to. And by me saying, because you don't have to, like, you can stay where you are, that's me selling the exit. And then I'll be like, but if you actually want to get to 50 day, wow, I cannot talk today. I don't know what's going on, y'all. If you actually want to get to like 50 grand a month, then, what do you think you're going to have to do to actually get there? Right. And that's when they're going to say change. Right. And so this is me bringing them back in. So first you sell the exit and be like, you don't have to, you can stay where you're at. But what do you feel like is the best decision that you need to make today in order for you to get to, point B, which is where they want to be. Right. And that's when they'll be like, well, I have to change. Right. Because they already want to buy. That's why they're on the call and they already need help. And that's why they're on the call. And so always remember that you're the authoritative one on these calls. You are in the position better than them, right? Your authority is here. Their authority is, below the floor because they're coming to you for help, right? You are not going to them. They are going to you. So something I'll say too is I'll be like, I didn't ask you to hop on this call, right? Let's say you hop off and let's say you don't get, the point B dream life you want to live. Who does that affect? You or me? That's when they're going to admit it affects them, right? And that's when all the bullshit lies, all the excuses are going to kind of go out the window because they understand that they're only making excuses to themselves. And once you make them understand that, it's clips where you're going to close because they're going to be fully transparent with you the entire time, which is going to make it way more easier to close the deal. Okay, so why does this actually work? This works because, in psychology, like you selling them the exit and you telling them that it doesn't affect you and they don't have to actually go through with this, that's kind of telling them that, you don't need their money and you also don't really need them to join, right? Because in the end of the day, whatever you're selling them is going to benefit them more than it benefits you, right? The commission, honestly, like what they're getting for the program is going to benefit them more than it's going to benefit you. So by you honestly not caring about the sale, that's what's going to make you the most money. And I meant to talk about that earlier. Like part of the reason why a lot of closers stay broke is because they're so attached to the money and they're so addicted to the money. They're like, oh, commission, 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 panting like a dog, right? Like people can tell that. Like the prospects on the calls, they can tell you're money hungry. They can tell you're fiending, right? And so, oh shit. And so if you are fiending for the sale and you're fiending for the commission, they are not going to buy from you because one, it looks like you're going to scam them because you're a little too excited about the money. Two, it makes you look less, authoritative because you look like you're, in a way money hungry, which makes you look broke, right? So another thing is also it makes you look like you don't actually care about helping them and you're just bullshitting them. Genuinely, and I say this genuinely, when I hop on all my sales calls, I'm genuinely focused on helping people and actually seeing people win. If they don't think the program is going to help them, then I would literally tell them not to buy, right? Because I don't care about the sale. I don't care about the commission. I care about helping people. And that's what's going to benefit you in the long run. As soon as you stop caring about the sale and care about genuinely helping people and changing their lives, that's when you are going to make the most amount of money you've ever made because you're genuinely benefiting people and they have a problem and that's why they're on the call and you can provide a solution. But the solution isn't charging them and selling them, right? Because no one likes to get sold. If you tell people you are selling them, they are not going to buy from you, right? They don't buy from people who are trying to sell them because now it's like, oh, you're trying to sell me and I'm trying not to buy. That's how they think the game works, right? When in reality, they hopped on the call to buy, right? So all you got to do is talk to them like a friend. And I don't mean manipulate them or anything like that. No, you're just going to talk to them like a friend, genuinely ask them about their situation and see if you can help them, right? Because that's the focus with sales is helping people, right? A lot of people hear sales and they hear, oh, the point is to sell people. No, the point is to help people. I think a high ticket sales is high ticket solution, and that's why I make 30 to 50K a month every single month from this business model, is because I genuinely focus on helping people instead of selling people, right? And me helping people as a result gets me paid. So if you want to learn more, my Instagram and TikTok is DD Closes. I place all my people on offers. So if you do want to get on an offer and start making money with this business model, make sure you go to Instagram and DM. Eventually, I'm going to have like some links and shit in YouTube. But for right now, just go to my Instagram or TikTok and DM me. Shoot me a DM. I respond to all my DMs and I will help you through the whole process. I promise.